Are you considering moving to Florida? I mean, sure, Florida does have its benefits: amazing weather, no state income tax, and low cost of living. People will tell you that Florida is the best place to live, but my gosh, they are totally wrong. We've done our research to find some of the more popular reasons why you shouldn't move to Florida, and in terms of animal infestation, overwhelming heat, large population, and so on, we'll get into the video of the top 10 reasons why you shouldn't move to Florida. Animal problems. Due to Florida's warm climate, it's become the center for unwanted animals for decades. Studies have shown that more than 500 non-native plant and animal species wreak havoc in the state. Pythons, feral hogs, iguanas, they're all commonly found in homes and on the streets of Florida, just as bears casually stroll around in garbages. So, if you can't handle living around alligators and other wild animals, then you definitely don't need to move here. Roach infestation. According to the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, 30% of Florida homeowners report at least one infestation every year. This is due in part because of the hot weather in the state. Plus, cockroaches can be a huge headache for you. They can physically damage your property, cause allergies, make your home smell terrible, and if you don't solve it quickly, it can get out of hand. Large population. The cities in Florida are some of the most populous in the United States. The population growth is evident due to the fact that most retirees prefer to settle in Florida, as it often has little to no tax, along with the fact that there is multiple 55-plus living communities. Similarly, the whole state is host to many tourists. About 100 million people visit every single year. That's a lot of folks, isn't it? In addition, they often cause the roads and beaches to be crowded, so not all that fun. You can imagine the kind of crowd in the city with this high influx of new residents, retirees, and tourists to the town. Heavy traffic. More people in town equals heavier traffic. It can really be frustrating in trying to spend valuable time hours on the highway driving to and from the office. On any given day, the traffic can become so bad that even highways come to a complete standstill. Close to the issue of traffic is also parking space. You'll probably be late to an appointment on the grounds that you can't find a parking spot. The problem of not having any parking space can be so tiring and energy sapping that I'm sure you're not going to want to experience any of that. Florida's harsh on pedestrians. Research has found out that the death of many pedestrians are significantly higher than the national average than anywhere else. The state has many roads without proper traffic lights, and the inadequate provision of traffic lights ends up making it difficult for motorists to see pedestrians when crossing, and that results in an accident. Sometimes, even motorists don't like to obey the pedestrians' right of way. If you attempt to stop for a pedestrian, the motorist behind you will most likely start honking. No matter the noise of the horns, please make sure to stop anyway. The harshness of motorists on pedestrians is even more problematic when you factor in that many parents and guardians just willingly allow their kids to stroll around the city. So you're forced to end up thinking of safety before anything else. Unbearable heat and humidity. Florida's nickname is the Sunshine State, and for good reason. Florida's climate is tempered somewhat because no part of the state is distant from the ocean. North of Lake Okeechobee, the prevailing climate is humid. Central Florida is known as the lightning capital of the United States, as it experiences more lightning strikes than anywhere else in the country. I mean, sure, the weather's nice, but sometimes it just gets unbearably hot. Scientists have stated that prolonged and undue exposure to heat from the sunlight can end up making the skin become leathery and strenuous, which can lead to skin wrinkles and even cancer. Expect hurricanes and other natural disasters more frequently. The city of Florida is characterized by natural disasters like hurricanes and sinkholes. The hurricanes can be quite fatal, and fixing damages done by the storms to the homes and the entire environment cost millions, if not billions of dollars. The situation is even more problematic as entire neighborhoods get cut off from electricity for weeks. Can the earth open up? Well, sure it does. That often occurs in Florida, and it's known as a sinkhole. A sinkhole is a situation where a hole just suddenly opens up in the earth or ground, swallowing up objects as big as cars, homes, and even entire office buildings. A sinkhole occurs due to the fact that Florida's earthen base is porous limestone, a natural cache for rainwater. Once the water level gets too low, the ground can end up breaking open and form a sinkhole. The situation has worsened as the development of many cities continue to take more water from the aquifer, the source for much of Florida's drinking water, which exposes the city to even more sinkholes. Florida's criminal activity problems. Is Florida safe? Well, recall the case of Michael Dunn, who ended up shooting teenagers just because their music was too loud. The situation happened because Florida has a stand your ground law, which some folks have erroneously interpreted as a license to kill. Public schools are poorly administered as a result by lack of funds. Indeed, the public schools have failed the Floridians. The poor school management is due primarily to inadequate funding. Some people have equally alleged that this is a deliberate effort to undermine the schools. However, there's a lot of nonprofit organizations who have been attempting to come to the rescue of this situation. Florida, home of the retiree. Florida's famous nickname, home of the retiree, remains indelible due to the massive number of old people. Old folks can be slow, particularly on the road and in the grocery stores. But can we blame them? Of course not. This is because their sense of vision and hearing is not as good as it used to be. Florida will continue to witness an influx of retirees due to the state's lack of income tax, including no income tax on Social Security benefits, pensions, and other retirement income.